What's popping? Shit, man. Back in action. Been a minute since I really kicked some shit to y'all. Hope y'all enjoying y'all Friday out there, man. Trying to get my shit right here. Alright. Alright. Today, I'm gonna drop some on y'all I've been working on for a minute. And basically what it is uh basically what I done is summarized how the earth came into formation. I done this before back when I was in jail and shit, but it was it was it was it was what's the word? It was different basically. It was different than see with this right here. I'm actually working with these images. You know what I'm saying that I've been coming across over the last couple of years. Uh, One book in particular, how the world was created through sacred geometry. I think that really that. In this book right here, I think those really laid some subconscious seeds that started opening up my Akashic records in regards to the way all this thing came about. Now this, for you flat earther cats, this right here is gonna pretty much wrap that up. This not I didn't do this as a rebuttal to the flat earthers. Everybody and everybody got their own beliefs and they while they walking a path down here or whatever. But you know, we got documentation of back when we were before we fell to this level we at now, where basically this ancient information is outright telling you that the world is round. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even understand how we came to the point of well, it's round and flat. Like I say, it's both. It's a globe, and the land inside of the globe is flat. From the one end of the globe to the other. That's the flat land, which I'm finna break down for y'all. And basically, what I'm gonna do is I can go on for days. That's really what been taking me so long to do this shit, man. Trying to figure out which examples because there's so many uh examples I done cited to basically what our ancestors was doing. When you look at all those gods in Egypt, Osiris, Set, Heru, and Isis, and Nephthys, and all these names. These was actually formulas. These were actually formulas that explain many different things on many different levels, all in one swoop. And lately as I've been reading as of late, everything been jumping out to me. It's basically been showing me how we built this place. So I ain't gonna ramble off too much. I'm gonna get straight to it. So we'll start. Let me see what we. Mm, 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 mm. Let me see. 60. I want to read this. Start out reading this right here. It say, in their account of the beginnings, the Egyptians make no pretense of knowing anything about a cosmical creation. And basically what his thing is with that is he's saying that because we actually did. You know what I'm saying? Cause we was, this is back when we was pure gods before we had physical bodies and shit. But what he's basically saying, and I'm basing this off of how it relates to other sentiments he's expounded on in the book, is the point he's trying to make is the that what he's saying is we manifested on the earth in the physical, and then we had to figure out how we built this place by looking at nature and using all these different examples of nature uh, to explain um, how we created this place. Um, Now he's right, but at the same time, what he's feeling the I would think he's feeling to put emphasis on is we already knew this shit. We fell asleep and we had to uh because basically when they was putting this shit down, uh they already knew the process of what the process we went through in order to bring this into fruition. They were just using natural facts as symbols and metaphors to explain the process. So I just had to speak on that because the spirit told me to speak on that little line right there. But anyway, there is the natural genesis. A common Egyptian phrase for creation was of the first time. An expression is well represented in the opening words of the Hebrew book of Genesis, which are rendered in the beginning. The beginning was in the domain of soot, that's darkness, the sacred place of the first time. The first time, says the inscription, goes back to the domain of soot into the days of the masters Ka, later Akar, and Nidakar of the underworld. Darkness was the domain of soot as a condition of commencement, and the birthplace was where light broke forth from out of darkness. It was the African birthplace of the black and white twins of night and day, yin and yang. Otherwise, the beginning and the first time described by the ritual was the birth from the abyss, which was the birthplace of water within the earth. It is portrayed as the Tuat, which nobody can fathom. The place that sent out light in the dark, which was the birthplace of water and of eatable plants. Thus, we have the deep, the darkness on the face of the deep, the light breaking out of the darkness, the waters and the life springing forth from the creation and the life. The waters and the life springing forth from the waters and eatable plants grouped together in a mental, the earth of eternity. Water had revealed the secret of creation and a life which came as food by water from the mother earth in the unfathomable deep. The secret water as a source of life was the primal mystery to the Egyptians, as is shown by Kep or Ap, the ancient mother of mystery. When the mystery was that of fertilization by means of water, as in the inundation of Egypt by the river Nile. The secret of the precious water source, the divulgence of which was the cause of the deluge at Lake Tanganyika, the secret that is so persistently preserved as a matter of life or death by the Bushmen among other African races, had been entrusted with occult significance to the keeping of the Sphinx. Y'all keep that in mind because I'm going to bring something up with that later on. The Sphinx was a figure of the primitive abyss called Akar, the unfathomable deep of the earth womb of life, and is a monument that marked the sacred place of creation for the first time. As the inscription says, the Sphinx reposes in this very place, the place that is where life came into the world by water with food from the unfathomable abyss and the light from the primeval darkness. This was also sacred by way which the elemental powers or gods came into being, who originated as the masters of the nether earth. The number is not given, but these are known under several types and names as the primordial seven powers, the seven spirits of earth, or seven Uriz deities who were born in the lower earth before this had hollowed out by the Ptah in the making of a mental. So now what we're going to do is deal with the face of the deep. Boom. Alright, this right here is the darkness. This would consist of, you have to use your imagination with this shit too, you know what I'm saying? This would consist of water, melanin, and air. It's actually a whirlwind, a whirlpool, basically spinning in a circle with this melanin swamp water. One of the deities, I think, in the bigger people. This one of the ancient tribe or whatever. They got a deity called the Dirty Ma. Now you hear Dirty Ma, you think that's something derogatory, but no, actually what this is referring to is the dirt or the black melanin of the mother in the primeval waters. Apt, which is the first Apt and Sut are the first documented gods or deities in Egypt. So Apt is a hippopotamus goddess, and Sut is a sun. The reason I use the hippopotamus is this right here, the center. This is Apt. Now we looking at it from the top, so it looks flat, but actually, it's round. It's a mound. You know that so it'd be like looking at a breast with this being a nipple, but we looking at it from the top. From a side view, it'd be like this right here, with the light, which would be soot inside the darkness. But that's why a lot of people don't understand. Soot is soot is a dark god, but the darkness that refers to soot is actually the darkness that's surrounded in the light. So basically soot is the light that's hidden within the darkness, which caused the darkness to be a blue-black color. Now this is how everything started out. You know what I'm saying? All of this right here at the bottom is light. This is the masculine energy. This is the spiritual aspect, or the idea, or the mind, or the thoughts. All these you can look at these as gold sprinkles or thoughts of everything that will eventually come to be or manifest in the physical fruition. This is the light. So this is just like your thoughts. Right now, in this state with like this right here, these would be your thoughts. Hiding in the back of your subconscious mind, or in the dark, or beneath the subconscious mind, or whatever, which would be that. But I ain't gonna get too psychological with y'all with this one here. This is the darkness right here. You know what I'm saying? You got your masculine, feminine, which is always, and then this is the point where they meet or conjoin at, the conjuncture and whatnot. So this is the bow right here. But this is Apt, or the hippopotamus goddess. So that's why they use the hippopotamus, the water cow as they call it. And then you got the light inside of it. Now, what ends up happening is this right here ends up opening up. Get another example right here. The backside, all this right here, this is the top of the coin, and the bottom would be like this right here. All this light in the square would make its way to the inside the circle once this right here opens up. This ain't no different than what you gotta understand about life is everything is sexual. Everything. When we think of sex, we just think about a man and a woman sitting down, laying down, and copulating or whatever. But the sex that we have as humans is just basically a rendition of a cosmical process that took place in order for everything to come into fruition. Just like you put your seed in the woman, you put your seed in the ground. Kid comes from the woman, fruits, vegetables, or whatnot. Plants come from the ground, like the kid, or whatever. All that goes is the same thing. It all corresponds to each other. So, boom. All this heat and light from down here presses up against the back of this right here at this point and causes this to open up right here at the center. And what happens when this opens up is take it out to another diagram real quick. When that opens up, what happens is, well, I don't want to use that one just yet. Hold up. Give me 1 second. That's going to be a little later. Give y'all niggas something to read while I'm jigging through my notes. But anyway, what's going to happen is, what you have here is back to the top. You got 7 rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you have the outer ring, which is 8. Now, all this is darkness too, but I left it like this because I want to distinguish it from the rest, because this right here is going to be a distinguished factor in a minute. But you got the 7, you got the 8, and you got the center. Now, when you look at, you go back in the ancient Kemet or Egypt, one of the gods, or goddesses, goes by the name of Rim, or Remy the Weeper. Rim, and you got the outer rim. It's called the Weeper because when the light opens up, 2 things is going to happen. You're going to have light that comes straight up, which is the Elohim, or what you call the Am Kemen, going to come up. It comes straight up. And then you're going to have light that pours, that weeps or leaks or weeps from the rim and go out in all directions, up, down, right, left, boom, boom, boom. It's going to weep out. And if you look at this image, it looks like an eye as well. So, we didn't identify the breast, the eye, but the light is going to weep out from right here and travel out until it goes all the way out to these borders. And then it's going to return back in. And boom. But we're going to go through that process. But I just want to cite that. I thought that was dope how, everything is everything. That's why you got to pay attention to the use